Hello, everyone. This is Derek T. Billups Sr., President of the Foundation for Financial Fitness Incorporated, and author of the book Changing Your Condition, Not Your Position. And yes, now an author of the new book, Are You Making a Living or Making a Life? Welcome back to the sixth week of the Financial Fitness Challenge. That's right, week 6. In week 6, we'll be talking about your budget. But as we always do, let's do a short recap of the first 5 weeks. Week 1, your position. Week 2, your credit score. Week 3, your credit history. Week 4, your team. And week 5, your opponent. Week 1, we talked about your position. And we kind of always brought together that scenario about if you're laying or sitting or standing in a position that it's uncomfortable for you. And what do you need to do to make yourself comfortable? You change. You make a change. And that's what we talked about in your position. Where are you financially? Are you uncomfortable financially? And of course, if you are, there's a need to make changes. Then we went to week 2 in your credit score. That number that controls a lot of things in your life, how you're able and what you're able to purchase and get. It's a big number. Some cases a small number. The bigger the better, the smaller the worse. How do you get a small number into a big number? What are some of the things you need to do? How do you control it? How do you improve it? What are the things that you need to do to better your credit score? Then we went to your credit history. Now, there are two different things. In your credit history, what we did was we kind of brought it together like you're in school. And what happens when you're in school? You get a grade, and maybe you disagree with your grade, and you speak with your teacher about why did I get a B when I thought I got an A? Or at least I should have gotten an A. And what does your teacher do? They help you to understand what you did in classwork, homework, your quizzes, your tests. And they bring all 4 of those things together, and when they bring them together, they come up with your grade. Now, you may not agree with it, but that's how they get your grade. And what do we call that? We call that your history. Your history. What were your test scores, quiz scores, homework, classwork, even class participation? All of those things come together, gives you ultimately your score. That's your history. Then we went to your financial team in week 4. Accountant, banker, attorney, financial advisor, credit specialist, insurance agent, just to name a few. All of these professionals that can help you meet your everyday, every week, every month, and every year financial goals. Your financial team. Vitally important to your success. We all need help. We all need people to help us to get where we want to go. If you have a plan, you're going to need these professionals in your life to help you succeed. And then week 5, we talked about your opponent. Who was your opponent? And I said, usually, you are your number one opponent. You're the one, a lot of times, that keep you from succeeding. Because you're the one who allows other people and other things to affect how you handle, manage, and go about your everyday financial life. So you become your number one opponent. Now, how do you not become that opponent? Just like in a sporting event. If you have an opponent, what do? You prepare for your opponent. You prepare for your opponent. And what you need to do is you find out your opponent's weaknesses. And once you find out your opponent's weaknesses, what do? You study. You figure out how to beat them. What do you need to do to overcome their weaknesses so that their weaknesses become your strength? And that's the same thing here with your financial situation. What are and how, as the opponent, meaning you, what do you need to do to defeat your opponent, even if it's you? Now we're talking about week 6, your budget. How do you go about preparing a budget? How many of you have a everyday tangible budget? When I say tangible, I mean something that you can see, something that you can touch, something that you can make adjustments to as you go along. Do you have them? Is your budget visible? I don't care where visible means to you. On your refrigerator, on your dresser, in your pocket, on your computer, somewhere that you can see it, get to it, tangible, as I said earlier, that you can use it, make adjustments, see where you're succeeding and not succeeding. The budget is a very important tool to your financial success. Those of you that do not have one need to get one. I don't care if you start with a piece of paper and you just write down your expenses in your income, or your income in your expenses. And one thing you will find, if ever at any point your expenses exceed your income, obviously you have a problem. And whenever your expenses exceed your income, there are only two things you can do: increase your income or decrease your expenses. Let me repeat that. Whenever your expenses exceed your income, there are two things you can do. One, increase your income, and two, decrease your expenses. So now we have week 1. For those of you, let me just go back. For those of you that are just joining the Financial Fitness Challenge, or if you've only seen it once, let me recap for you. First week, we talked about your position. Second week, we talked about your credit score. Third week, your credit history. The fourth week, your financial team. The fifth week, your opponent. This week, the sixth week, we talked about your budget. That's what we've been doing for the past 6 weeks, the Financial Fitness Challenge, helping you to get a better understand how you can manage your everyday, every week, every month, and every year financial plan. It is vital to how you can become very successful in your financial situation. This is what we want to do, and this is what we've always been attempting to do with the Foundation for Financial Fitness, to help people. There's an old saying, what you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for others lives forever. And that's what we want to do. We want to continue to educate, teach, and help people as they move along in their financial lives. This is Derek T. Billups Sr., President of the Foundation for Financial Fitness. And again, get my new book, Are You Making a Living or Making a Life? Now available on www.f4ff.net, also on Amazon Kindle, as well as Barnes & Noble's Nook. And shortly, we will have audio copies of the book available for you on my website. Again, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video for the Foundation for Financial Fitness and the 6th week for the Financial Fitness Challenge. This is again Derek T. Billups Sr. Have a great financial fitness week.